Do you have a character or weapon in the game that you really want but you don't have enough stellar jades? Here is a smarter way to recharge your favorite games like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. Look no further than Loot Bar. Loot Bar is the most reliable top-up platform, saving 20% for all orders compared with the official channel, and an extra 5% off for your first purchase. It's 100% safe as you will only be using your UID. We will buy a pack for 3000 stellar jades for $42, which otherwise would have cost $50. Totally saving $7.5. We received the crystals we purchased in less than 3 minutes. All recharge will be done through the official channel with MiHoYo, which allows you to enjoy all top-up offers. Ready to level up your gaming experience? Check the link in the description to get the amazing discount. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Alright, so we already chatted about Fei Xiao and her awesome final kit. And there's more! General Fei Xiao's kit is getting an update. And guess what? Cauldron Master LINGSHA'S kit is getting a 5th version update too. So in this 5th version update, are there any more changes in LINGSHA'S kit? And do these changes further strengthen her position as the best healer in the Honkai Star Rail? But before that, if you haven't watched the latest kit from Fei Xiao, I highly recommend you watch the video first before pulling, so that you are more determined to gacha Fei Xiao. Well, without further ado, let's dive right in. Okay, since LINGSHA'S kit first came out, we've seen that she's got great healing potential. She has the abilities you'd expect from a healer, like the ability to dispel debuffs and provide emergency healing. We can now be confident in the quality of LINGSHA'S healing abilities. As it turns out, the changes she made in the previous versions only made her even better at healing in Honkai Star Rail. I'm sure the fans who've been waiting for her and can't wait to own her are happy to hear that the Cauldron Master isn't being nerfed. For instance, LINGSHA'S basic attack, Votive Incense, is the same in the previous version and in this 5th update. It deals fire damage equal to 50% of LINGSHA'S total attack to one target enemy. However, this isn't the main selling point of LINGSHA'S kit, so we won't discuss this basic attack in detail. Instead, we will just discuss her skill called Smoke and Splendor. The Smoke and Splendor skill hasn't changed either. In both the previous version and the latest version, this skill will still cause fire damage equal to 40% of LINGSHA'S total attack to all enemies, and at the same time, restore HP by 10% of LINGSHA'S total attack plus 105 points for all allies. Plus, this skill will still give an advance forward for LINGSHA'S Summon Rabbit, Huyuan, by 20%. For LINGSHA'S ultimate, Dripping Mistscape, there are only minor changes in the kit, but they are enough to make a big impact. This ultimate is just as awesome as ever. It puts all enemies into BUFFED status, and while they're there, they will take 15% more damage for 2 turns. And the best part is that the percentage of HP recovered from this ultimate is still the same. That's 8% of LINGSHA'S attack plus 90 points for all allies. This ultimate also still gives 100% advance forward to LINGSHA Rabbit, which is great news. The only change to this ultimate is the percentage of fire damage inflicted, which has gone from 75% to 90% of LINGSHA'S attack. This means the damage from this ultimate is greater than before, which is fantastic. The damage percentage for LINGSHA'S Mist Dance Manifest talent actually went down, unlike the ultimate. In the previous version, at talent level 10, LINGSHA'S Rabbit Huyuan could cause fire damage equal to 90% of LINGSHA'S total attack. In the 5th version, at the same talent level, the fire damage drops to 75%. I think it's fair to say that the reduction in damage from Huyuan's follow-up attack is something that can be accepted given that LINGSHA is actually a character with a healer role and not a DPS character. As long as the changes don't affect LINGSHA'S healing and dispel debuff abilities, I think we can still view these changes as understandable. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Can you accept the reduction in damage that caused by LINGSHA? Please share your thoughts in the comments section down below. Meanwhile, there are no changes to LINGSHA'S Wisps of Aurora technique. When it's used, it will still summon Huyuan and grant BUFFED status to all enemies for 2 turns upon entering battle. There's an exciting new development in LINGSHA'S Ascension Traces. The original version of the Vermilion Wave Trace is an absolute game changer. It can boost LINGSHA'S attack and outgoing healing by a whopping 20% per 8% of LINGSHA'S break back. In the latest version, this percentage has increased to 25% per 10%, which makes LINGSHA'S healing ability stronger. We still need to keep an eye on the break effect and attack status when we build LINGSHA later, because the amount of healing she gives will be greatly influenced by these two stats. But it's great to see her healing abilities being enhanced. Unlike the first Trace Ascension, LINGSHA'S second and third Trace Ascension still have the same effect and description. For the second Trace, Sylvian Smoke, she will still get 10 points of energy regeneration every time she uses her basic attack. The third Trace, Ember's Echo, will still provide an emergency healing effect during battle when an ally's HP percentage drops below 60%. And I'm really happy that LINGSHA'S emergency healing ability is still the same. Next, we will talk about the changes in LINGSHA'S Eidolon, where there's a slight change in her 6th Eidolon. In LINGSHA'S 6th Eidolon, Arcadia under Deep Seclusion, when Fuyuan is on the battlefield, all enemies will have 20% decrease in all type resistance. Also, every time Fuyuan attacks, it will deal 4 additional hits. Each hit deals fire damage equal to 50% of LINGSHA'S attack. This attack also gives 5 points of toughness reduction to one enemy target with priority targets that have toughness greater than 0. At first glance, of course, there doesn't seem to be a difference from the description of this 6th Eidolon. However, if you look again in the previous version, it wasn't explained in detail whether these 5 toughness reduction points were given to all enemies or not. Therefore, we can assume that these 5 points are given to all enemies because Fuyuan's attacks are dominated by area attacks. But in the latest version, it was finally clarified that these 5 reduction points can only be given to one enemy target with a high toughness level. On the other hand, her first, second, and her 4th Eidolon doesn't change much. Bloom on Violet Bouquet still has the same buff that increases LINGSHA'S break efficiency by 50%. When the enemy experiences a weakness break, their defense will decrease by 20%. Meanwhile, LINGSHA'S second Eidolon, Legerine Carmine Smoke Veil, is the same in both versions. It still increases the break effect of all allies by 40% for 3 turns when LINGSHA uses her ultimate. And lastly, the 4th Eidolon, Redolence from Canopied Banquet, will also still have the effect of providing 40% HP restoration from LINGSHA'S attack to one ally who has the lowest HP at the time of battle. With this Eidolon, of course, the healing from LINGSHA will be very strong, even excessive. Now it's time to dive into the amazing LINGSHA'S LightCon, Standalone Stage 3. This incredible version still offers the same awesome passive abilities as before, giving the wearer a whopping 60% boost to their break effect. Once you attack an enemy with your ultimate, they will be in a woe-free state for 2 turns. During the woe-free state, the damage dealt to the enemy will increase by 10%, which is pretty impressive. But wait, there's more. If the user's break effect exceeds 150%, then the effect of the woe-free state will increase again by 8%. That's a lot of damage. I think these LightCons are fantastic. They can increase the break effect and damage output of the team by 18%. While it's not mandatory, it's definitely worth getting. To be honest, LINGSHA'S 5th change doesn't have a significant impact on her kit. While there's a slight decrease in the damage done by her attacks, I don't think it's a big deal because LINGSHA'S main role is to provide healing, not to deal damage. On top of that, the reduction in damage is balanced out by the boost to LINGSHA'S healing abilities, which are already pretty strong. I think it's fair to say that the decrease in damage is still acceptable given that LINGSHA'S healing abilities has increased. Overall, LINGSHA'S kit meets our expectations, and we don't need to doubt her healing ability anymore. She can already be the best healer character in your team, and she can also provide break effect boost. This means you can already replace Gallagher with her in Firefly's Super Break team. Alright guys, that's all for now. Please feel free to leave any comments you may have, and don't forget to check out my other videos. Thanks for watching, stay safe, healthy, and see you in the next video.